So even though the forecast said sunset was just about 10:03, it's roughly 11:30 p.m. and it's still twilight out there right now. So long, long days in Alaska. They just keep getting longer.
It's been obviously a wet year for everybody, right? We've had a lot of rain on the West Coast, and then we've had a lot of snow here this last year. So, and I've made no secret that I don't live in the bush, right? I just live out of town, and I live in the country. I live off of Funny River Road in the beautiful community of Funny River, Alaska. Well, we only have one road into town, and it's Saturday morning, and apparently Friday night, a bunch of water on one side of the road was trying to get through a drainage pipe culvert to the other side of the road to drain down. But the culvert wasn't letting enough water through, so then the water will find a way. Water always finds a way. And it washed out. About 5 o'clock last night, there was a big sinkhole in Funny River Road, and then it just got worse from there. So Funny River Road got closed last night. About 5. Well, it got closed at like 9 p.m. I'll share the emergency order here. And the road is gone. So there's only one way in and out of Funny River, and that means nobody can get in and nobody can get out. But they brought in heavy equipment. DOT, Department of Transportation for Alaska, brought in heavy equipment last night and started working on the road. They worked on it quite a bit last night. I think they're working on it today too. And they said they were going to have the road closed for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Hope to have it reopen again on Sunday, which is good because I'm off. I got to work on Monday. And now they're talking about possibly having it open tonight at about 8 p.m. I thought it would be interesting to take the camera out there and show you what the road looks like, because I want to see it myself. So I've got the drone with me, and I've got obviously the cell phone camera. Take a drive down there because we can't go to town anyway. The road's closed. But it amazes me, right? People freak out. They need to do this for me, and they need to do that for me, and the state doesn't need to do anything for you. You choose to live where you live. And if something goes wrong, then that's on you. That's on nobody else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I've lived out here for 10 years, and this is the first time in 10 years that road has ever been closed. Now, mind you, one of the first years I was out here, we had a pretty big forest fire that ripped through. And there were nights that I drove to work, because I was working nights back then. There were nights that I drove to work that there were flames on both sides of the road. I mean, literally, there was fire burning on both sides of Funny River Road as I was driving into town to go to work. But I choose to live out here. And, you know, I've always got... I'm meticulous about making sure my fuel is full. I'm meticulous about making sure my propane is full. I've got food out here to last me for days and days. And one of the main reasons for that is because if I don't want to go to town, I don't want to have to drive to town. But yeah, crazy. So anyway, road got washed out. A group of people have been talking for years out here about possibly putting another access road in. A bridge that goes over to Sterling, which would make it relatively close to my property, and I'm severely against that. Because, you know, like any small rural community outside of a city, we have theft, right? We have people that drive out here and steal stuff from a lot of these cabins, because there's a lot of people who have cabins out here that they only use during the summer. And I grew up in rural parts of California, and I understand very well that the more access you have to an area, the more risk you run of theft in an area, because they can get in and out in two different ways. So there's no, you know, it becomes more accessible to the wrong element. Plus, the area would, I think, grow too fast and too much, which would make it an area that I wouldn't want to live in. You know, we have our struggles out here because it is a community that's accessible only by one road. But then the state of Alaska is only accessible by one road. You know, the main part of Alaska. Just be prepared. Just be ready for it. We've had a heck of a melt all of this snow that we had for, months and months and months is now pretty much melted away. I'll flip the camera around and show you. And with that, water will find a way. It's crazy. That's okay though, because I needed an excuse to have to work around the property all day today and clean it up. Because once the snow melted, I realized how much stuff I have not put away. I need to clean it up because it looks like Sanford and Son, looks like a freaking wrecking yard in my house. I don't get bothered by this kind of stuff. I really don't. From what I understand, though, people were freaking out because they couldn't get out. They had to do this and they had to do that. One of the suggestions that was made was, well, you could drive up, have somebody meet you on the other side of where the road closure is, and you can drive up and walk around the area and walk to the paved side on the other side to get it, to get to town. But then DOT also came out with a statement saying they didn't suggest that, but they have to do that, right? They don't want to, they're not going to be responsible for you doing something that, that you may get hurt on. But you just need to use common sense with anything in life. Well, we have a lot of trappers and a lot of off-gridders out in this area. And one of the members of the community, she went out there and she said she walked around it and left a post on her community page that basically said, look, just wear high boots, knee-high boots, and then obviously, be bear aware because the bears are waking up now. And it takes about 20 minutes to walk around the construction site to get to the paved side of the road on the other side. The funny thing is, and I see humor in everything. I get a lot of people that comment, I laugh at everything, and I do because I see humor in everything. But the funny thing is that Funny River Road is scheduled this year to be completely redone, right? Completely resurfaced from one end to the other. And the part that collapsed was not even a bad part of the road. Out where I live, the road's a lot worse. But that part of the road was actually a pretty decent section of road. Good timing. We'll spin the camera around and show you how much melt-off we've had. The snow is almost gone. We'll stop off on the way back. I kind of want to head out there straight away. But we'll stop off on the way back and I'll get some video from Funny River and show you how much water we have in this area, because Funny River runs pretty mellow, pretty slow almost all year long, including winter. But it's way up right now because as the snow melts, that water's got to go somewhere, and it goes in a lot of areas. It goes into Funny River, and then from there it goes right into the Kenai River. Now, all the melt off here pretty much goes into the Kenai River when it's all said and done. We'll check this out. It should be cool. I should also add, too, that we do have a fire department out here. And I believe it's manned on a regular basis now. And if there was a medical emergency, a serious medical emergency, they'd just fly a helicopter in here to help whoever's in trouble. So, we're by no means destitute out here. This is where the eagles always are, so I'm wondering if this is where the road closure is. Oh yeah, this is right where they close the road at. Cool, I can park right here then. we go. We're making some pretty good time on it. Didn't want to drop the drone down too low, freak them out. But if they do get it opened up tonight, which supposedly that's what we're hearing, is they're going to get it opened up tonight. Tomorrow, when I go into town, because I can't go into the laundry if the road's closed. But tomorrow, if it's open tonight, I can go into town and do laundry tomorrow, and I'll pull over and get some pictures on both sides, because I'm 99 and 1/10% sure that there's no way that they're going to get that paved. It'd be nice if we had a market. We used to have a market out here. And she decided to close up and sell it off. Did an okay business. It really just wasn't rocking one. It'd be nice if we had one out here, but the people out here won't support it. They did for a while when she had the off-sale beer and wine and alcohol license, because a lot of lodges out here would put all their orders in through her, and then she'd get it all delivered and they'd pick it up from her. So she did some pretty decent business then. But when she decided to close it, she sold that liquor license to another place over on the Sterling Highway. So the next person that came in that tried to open it, man, they didn't have anything really that you had to have, and it was not really competitively priced. And I get it, you got to make you got to make a living. I work in retail, so I understand that. But if people aren't going to support it, you're not going to have it. And if you're not going to have it, then when stuff like this happens, you better have your pantry full at home. All right, let's go check out the river. Almost over the banks. Not quite. Yeah, over there it is. Normally this river's a lot lower than this. There's a ton of water moving through here right now. One nice thing about having the road closed is I can stand here and record all kinds of stuff without having to worry about anybody coming down the highway. Yeah, things are a mess. Things need to get cleaned up, and that's what I'm going to do today. Alright. This mess is not going to clean itself. To load up all the wood in the wheelbarrow. If it's going to rain or not today. I think they want a cheeseburger. What do you think? They're all worked up. I want one. I want one. Can I get Swiss cheese? How about me? I want cheddar cheese on mine. It's American cheese. It's America. You'll enjoy American cheeseburgers. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, that's where you want to be. Beautiful. All right, this is day, well, I guess I closed it Friday night, closed all day Saturday. It's Sunday morning, and we got the notification about a half an hour ago that they finally reopened at least one lane of road for traffic. And I want an ice cream. I had to go to the dumps today anyway, and I want to fill up a bottle of propane. Normally I go in and do my laundry on Sunday, but that was not going to happen because I go live here in about 2 hours and 15 minutes. I thought I'd head into town, get an ice cream, get some pictures of the road for you, and then fill up the propane, head on back. Man, the melt is just crazy right now. It's going ballistic. I'm going to flip the camera around because we're just about to the top where the eagles usually nest all winter, and that's where the road closure was yesterday. So let's flip it around. These guys did a great job. They rebuilt the entire road, the entire section of road, in basically less than 48 hours, which is pretty darn awesome. They've got their equipment over here and everything. Super cool. Take our time going through here. Like I said yesterday, this whole road's scheduled to be redone this year. So it was kind of crazy that this happened in a section of the road that wasn't really that bad. But, you know, water will find a way. And here it is. There's all the culvert that was screwed up on one side. Man, they put a huge culvert in here this time. I mean, they went much bigger. There's a lot of water coming through there. My gosh. All right, well, we got a road. I imagine they'll be working on this thing for, I don't know, the next couple of months. But we can now get in and out of Funny River again. So this was like the best possible time that it could have happened for me, because I'm off on the weekends and I got home on Friday. And I was actually thinking, well, maybe I'll go into town and grab a bite to eat, mess around on Friday, and maybe I'll pick up a 6-pack of beer. And then I thought, you know what? I'm not going to town. Will's got beer over at his house. Brother Will, he doesn't drink it. He's been telling me for weeks, just come get this beer. So I said, just go over and grab 3. So I drove over to his house, picked up the 3 beers, got home, and that's when we got notified that the road was closing. So it's a good thing I didn't go to town. Super awesome, though. People were walking all the way around that just so they could get to work. And I didn't have to deal with it. I've always got plenty of food at home, and plenty of emergency kind of rations if I need them. I've got cans of beans, and I've got bags of beans and rice and all that fun stuff. Cans of Spam, and I got eggs. I got chicken, so I have eggs. So I'm definitely not going to be hurting or starving if I couldn't get in or out. But it would have been nice to. It's nice that I'm not going to miss any work over this. But I can tell you right now, they're going to have to do a ton of work on that section of road, because it is definitely going to need to be built up even more than it is right now. Now I'm going to go get an ice cream. Priorities. That's best darn ice cream deal that I've found in a long time is at this little gas station, Big John's. I stop here for fuel all the time, and also their pizza by the slice is just yummy. Just yummy. But yeah, this made it all worth it. I gotta have an ice cream every weekend. I've been known to make the round trip in for just ice cream. But I usually stop maybe twice a week, right? So once on my day off, and then usually around Wednesday, I'll stop in and get an ice cream cone. Rainbow sherbet today. Okay, we gotta get home because I gotta go live. Stopped off at the store and picked up a kielbasa too, so I'll do some kielbasa and potatoes for dinner tonight. Yum, yum, yum.